Anderson has been on a journey over the last 20 years. A journey that has left many behind with shallow takes like, oh, the cinematography is so beautiful, but it's bland. Or, it looks pretty, but everyone's so stiff. Others, like myself, have become even more invested in the trajectory of Anderson's career, seemingly pushing further into his own style, which led to his greatest work, The French Dispatch, in my opinion. So coming off the heels of his greatest cinematic achievement thus far, and amongst the terrible, lifeless AI remakes and corny TikTok trends, Anderson has created a great film in spite of all of that, through his mastered cinematic voice. Asteroid City is a film that seeks to understand the beyond by looking within. A postmodernist story as we watch a television show about the making of a play intercut with the play itself. The play follows a family dealing with the loss of their mother as they travel to a science competition for the eldest son. Set in the Roswell-esque 50s amidst the height of the space race and Cold War, Anderson uses this time period to perfection as he creates a summer-like atmosphere with creamy yellows and milky blues. Amidst the arrival of the family and the beginning of the exhibition, a sudden arrival of an alien sets our story on a path of the meaning of life, grief, and performance. With a cast this size and a talent this deep, the world feels completely full and alive. It's hard to point out a superior performance because how great everyone truly is. We are blessed to have a director who has the ability to draw so much talent working today. The cast of his last two films alone make up much of the best working actors in the film industry. But if I had to pick a specific performance as my favorite, I would like to say Jason Schwartzman, who's had a hell of a run the last few weeks. His character weaves in and out of two different performances that gives a beautiful picture of what it means to perform and deal with grief in performance. Also, it is just so lovely to see Tom Hanks in a Wes Anderson film. A huge smile came across my face as he walked onto screen. Through all these brilliant performances, Anderson and Coppola hold nothing back with great comedy and bits that leave the audience laughing and smiling throughout, but never forgetting the heavier elements as they walk this tightrope of tone. A genuinely incredible time for all and a joy of 105 minutes. Anderson is one of the harder directors to talk about their newer works. Much like French Dispatch, I felt incredibly overwhelmed, both by the brisk pace and its large cast. But much like our cast in the Quarantine Zone, it's quick and slightly claustrophobic. I think the elegant 360 shot at the beginning of the film helps double down on these themes. So I hate to even call it a pseudo-criticism, because I feel like all the characters and themes are fully realized. So in all, I think it's another great Anderson film, and I would give it a 4 to 4.5 stars, but I highly recommend this, and I think it's another great film by Wes Anderson. So these are just 3 films I would recommend if you enjoyed Asteroid City. For my Anderson recommendation, I would go with The French Dispatch, which is my favorite, as I mentioned before, as well as its attention to detail and just a full realization of his masterful direction and art direction as well. My second pick is another film about space and family and the desert, and it's a Spielberg film. It's one of my favorite Spielberg films, and that is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I think it's a great film. It deals in similar territories, as I mentioned before, but it's just a great movie to watch if you're looking for similar themes of aliens and space and the desert, you know, and it's Spielberg. And for my final pick, it's one that some people might kind of not make a connection to, but the connection here is a master at the peak of control of their style, of their art direction, of the camera, of the performances, and that is Bresson's final work, L'Argent. This is not a comedy at all. Well, I guess some people might see it as like a farce maybe, but Bresson is the perfect example of a film director in complete control of his style and his direction and his performances. It is a film about money, and you just follow a counterfeit bill, and you watch and see as this bill just destroys everyone's lives that it touches. It's a profound movie, and I think it's another example of a great director in control. Thank you everyone for watching. If you want to join this film-loving community, just like this video and subscribe. Go out and check out Wes Anderson's new film, Asteroid City. I loved it a lot, and I think that we want to support great directors like Anderson when they make work as good as this. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.